Hello everyone, and welcome to the Wesfarmers Arts virtual singing classes. My name is Lisa Harper-Brown, and I will be your workshop leader throughout this 6-part series. Welcome to Lesson 1. I'd like to take this opportunity to also introduce you to our accompanist for this series, Mr. Tommaso Poglio. And he's ready to go. Over the next 6 weeks, we will be looking at technical aspects of singing and incorporating them into some wonderfully rich operatic repertoire, culminating in the performance of a beautiful song in 4 parts. We have tailor-made this course for you. If you are a novice, you can make it as easy as you like. For the more experienced, feel free to challenge yourself. The first 5 weeks will focus on 1 or 2 primary technical concepts, and in our final week, we will put these all together. Today is our first lesson, and we will be focusing on posture, breathing, which go hand in hand, and also the jaw and the tongue. But before we begin, are you in a safe vocal space? Have you got enough room to move? And can you let your voice fly and be free? As vocalists, we need to be able to move physically in a comfortable space and make as many different vocal sounds as we need to. They may not start off perfectly, but they certainly will end there. Let's start with a physical warm-up. As well as warming up our voices, we also need to warm up the physical apparatus that supports it. So we're just going to do some leg lunges, and with that we'll reach over and just flare the ribs. So we'll do that one on that side again, just flare the ribs, kind of like being a ballet dancer. Just one more time over that side. And again, one more each side. So flare, feel those ribs flaring and really reaching with the arm. There we go. And now we're also going to relax the shoulders. Of course, we're all sitting at too many screens at the moment, and these shoulders, or pianos, these shoulders need a little bit of relaxation. You probably haven't done this for at least a week. Now we're also just going to lengthen the muscles on the side of the neck very gently. So we're just going to rest our arm over here. Feel that pull. Make sure that you're really tall through the sternum to support that. Slightly tuck the bottom and relax the muscles on the other side of the neck. There we go. And come back to center. And then we can also do some arm rolls. So really feeling the stretch of the arms, stretching right up to the ceiling. This can be accompanied with a physical warm-up as well of lip trills, which we're going to go into next. And you can also just swing the arms to the sides, just to release any tensions that may be in there. And over the top. There we go. All right, are you ready for your first vocal exercise? This is called a lip trill. It's a great way to warm up our voices and vocal apparatus. Here we go, rolling from the bottom right through to the top. The first technical idea is posture and breathing. What's happening to your posture during that lip trill? Ideally for singing, we adopt a very tall, elongated posture. Feet shoulder width apart, soft knees, and a very proud sternum. It's lifted and broad across the décolletage. I work with a lot of singers who say to me, I feel as though I'm lifted in that area, but actually we need to go that little bit further and just really aim for that immensely proud sternum. Let's try that lip trill again. Here we go. Great. Now we're going to focus on the idea of breathing. The breath for singers is vital. It's our fuel. Without it, we can't make the best possible sound. Most importantly, our inhalation is only as good as the exhalation before it. Breathing exercise number 1, the red rose. Imagine you're holding a beautiful red rose. You're going to inhale the aroma of it, and instead of just thinking about a high clavicular breath or just breathing into the top of our abdomen, we're going to think about this midriff section. We're actually going to make that release and flare. The ribs actually flare outwards and upwards. Let's try that with our beautiful red rose. And release. And inhaling that beautiful red rose again. And release. We must retain that tall, proud posture and inhale into the midriff, allowing the ribs to flare outwards and upwards. Remember, the movement of exhalation focuses around this area too. If that still seems a little confusing, try this, breathing exercise 2. It's called the fist breath exercise. Not as brutal as it sounds. Now we're going to roll our hand into a fist. We're going to be breathing through the fingers like this. And then exhaling to again, is the energy focused around the midriff? Here we go, one more time. And exhale, let everything relax. In the midriff region, retaining that beautiful tall posture. Now we're going to combine the lip trill and breathing exercise. Remember to start from a place of great exhalation. Here we go. Are you ready? Blowing out. Release, breathe. Let's try that one more time. Let the air out. Release, breathe. You'll notice I use the word release, breathe. That's because every breath should feel like it's rejuvenating you. You've got this wonderfully tall posture and you're releasing to let the air in. Okay, that's coming together beautifully. Using the technical ideas we have just learned, let's start working on some pitched exercises. We're going to start with the exercise. Have a look at this clip. You'll see that the starts at the bottom of the stave and then we shoot up one octave or to the higher note, and then we run down a series of notes back to where we started. Tommaso and I will now demonstrate that to you. As I sing, I'm thinking about my posture and my breathing, exhalation and inhalation. We're going to do that for you one more time. Join in with me if you'd like. Releasing the air out, exhalation. It's important to maintain that tall physique, even though we are singing a descending phrase. The air flows. You should actually feel it exiting your nostrils. Let's try that one more time. Join with me. So we're going to exhale and release, breathe. Exhale, release, breathe. Now we're going to add the second technical idea. It's a combination of jaw and tongue. Our jaw must remain loose and relaxed, not tight and not held. I like to use the word learn. Feel and even observe your relaxed jaw. Learn. And also how the tongue is sitting in the bed of your mouth. Learn. Learn. So we're going to start where we left off. Sing that exercise a few more times, adding little increments higher. The tongue should remain as forward as possible. Tip against the bottom teeth. And using the you should feel the sides of the tongue against the insides of your molars. Watch me do that one more time. Okay, here we go, Tommaso. Release, breathe. Think about that tall physique. Exhale. Release, breathe. Last time. Release, breathe. Well done, everyone. That was the end of our warm-up. Let's put these technical ideas into some majestic operatic repertoire. This first piece may be quite familiar to you. It's called Va Pensiero from Giuseppe Verdi's opera Nabucco. Tommaso and I will sing it for you now. For our purposes, we're going to use a simplified version of the text, using only the sound yo. One, because the y puts our tongue in the perfect position, and the o is a lovely vowel to sing on. Why don't you sing with me now? We're going to display the music, and I will show you using phrase marks where we are. Breathe. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Notice where the yaw is extended over one or more notes. This is where you need to think more carefully about your airflow. Maintain that relaxed jaw throughout and avoid extraneous jaw movement for pitching the notes, whether they are high or low. Allow your posture to help you and the feeling of connecting the notes using your airflow. Let's try that again. Follow the phrases, think about that beautiful jaw and the tongue and your breathing. Here we go, breathing out, exhalation, and release, breathe. Yaw, 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 Fantastic work. The last section of our lesson is devoted to the four-part harmony African American spiritual, Wade in the Water. I'm going to sing this through for you first. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. See that host all dressed in white. Gods are gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like the Israelite. Gods are gonna trouble the water. So you'll notice that the song has two sections. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water, gods are going to trouble the water. That's our first section. We call that the A section. The B section is all of the four verses interspersed with the repetition of gods are going to trouble the water. Let's learn this first A section together. We're going to focus on learning the melody because we will all be singing it at some stage of our final performance. Those of you who are altos, tenors or basses, we will have the opportunity to learn your parts in class 2. Let's sing through Wade in the Water together now. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Let's think about some of the technical ideas we have learnt today. Posture, breathing, and jaw and tongue. Your first inhalation, remember to prepare for it. Sustaining notes depend on the breath, the exhalation, the airflow. How is that jaw hanging? Wade in the water. For high voices, the fourth phrase is going to be a challenge for you. You're going to have to really think about your airflow at that point. It's not our favourite part of our register, so you'll have to work harder than usual. For lower voices, it's the second phrase you need to be careful about, going into your upper register, and requires you to monitor the tongue and jaw more carefully and be sure not to stop your airflow. Let's try that again with these considerations in mind. Exhale and release, breathe. Here we go, relax jaw. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. Other things to think about as you keep practicing. The vowels of wade. The first wade is a diphthong. That means we've got two vowels for one syllable. Wade. So we've got an E and an E. Wade. If we skip through there too quickly, we can sound Irish. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but wade. The E actually belongs to the next word, in. Wade in. So leave that E sound until as late as you can possibly manage it. The next idea is about W. I ask my students all the time, is it a consonant? Is it a vowel? Have a think about that one. Well, of course it's a consonant, but in singing it functions as a vowel. Ooh. And so we have to think about that ooh sound as we're doing every single wade, and we've got a few of them in this first section. Once we know the song a little better, we need to consider the phrasing or the destinations so that our singing doesn't sound too notey and without trajectory. Let's try that again as we sing through Wade in the Water, thinking about our ooh on wade, our diphthong, and how we're moving through the phrases. Here we go. Exhale and ready for that beautiful release breath. Breathe. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water. In subsequent classes, we will talk through other technical considerations, including how to use the other consonants, how to approach high notes and low notes, ways to promote your vocal tone and strength. To finish, I have some questions for you. How did you go? Did you think about your posture and the breathing? That may take a little while to perfect. What about your relaxed jaw and forward tongue placement? The mirror is a good tool to use to make sure this is happening. How did you go with the diphthongs? The ooh, the W, the phrasing, the lower notes in phrase 4 for the upper voices, and the upper notes in the second phrase for the lower voices. Thank you so much, everyone. I had fun. I hope you did too. That brings us to the end of our first Wesfarmers Arts virtual singing class. Please put your hands together for Tommaso. Feel free to practice again throughout the week, and I look forward to seeing you again for class 2. Remember, stay safe, stay home, but keep singing.